What is going on, everybody? My name's Christian Robert. On this channel, we talk stocks, personal finance, and wealth building. And today we have a different type of video for you guys. We're going to jump right into this one. This is the financial YouTuber Q&A. So I was watching some videos, and so I was watching one of the guys that I'm subscribed to, and it's Shane from Satisfying MSG. I'm going to link his channel down below, but he was doing this video and he actually tagged me in it. And so I am going to respond. So we're going to answer some of these questions and you guys will get to know me a little bit more. And then I will tag a few YouTube channels that I really like at the end of this video. So stick around and I will put links to everything in the description for this one. So first question, how old were you when you started investing? Now, I was roughly 19 years old. I was taking some college classes, and one of the classes was business enterprise, and that class single-handedly changed my life. It taught me a whole new world of things that I had no idea about, like, corporate business, the stock market, China. He talked about China a lot, but yeah, that class really opened my eyes to, what the stock market was. And I instantly jumped in and, started making a bunch of stupid investments. But the next question is, why did you start investing? Well, at the time, I was young, dumb, and I just wanted to make some quick cash. So I thought it was a way where I could just make some serious money overnight. And I learned very quickly that that is not what happens. What was your first investment? Let's actually try to look this one up. I think it was called China. Let's see if I can find it here. I can't even find it. It was some Chinese educational stock. I can't remember what the ticker symbol was, but they invested in Chinese education system, like books, textbooks, and stuff. I made a few quick dollars and sold. And then the next question is, what was your first, oh no, what career field gave you the money to invest? And at the time, like I said, I was a college student. I was working odd end jobs. At that point, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was working at a grocery store and at the gym that I would work out at. So just coming up with money wherever I could from the little jobs I had. And then next is, how many sources of income do you have and what are they? Well, for starters, I have my active income from the business or the day job I have. The next would be stuff like this with dividends coming in. And the third, I guess, would be considered interest income from the savings account interest I receive. So there's three sources for me right now. Hopefully down the road I have a fourth one if I decide to get into rental. I'm still on the fence if that's something that is for me. The next question is, one tip to someone new to investing. And this is the biggest thing. It's consistency. When I say consistency, I mean you need to retrain your brain. And this is something that I was fortunate enough that I developed myself because my parents did not know anything about stocks. I was not grown up in a family where I was taught to invest, but I quickly retrained my brain to think like every paycheck I receive, I need to invest a portion of that, or in my mind, that week it did not get me ahead in life. It just kept me stagnant and I hated that feeling. I'd rather lose money than just be stagnant because I had to play a lot of mind games. So every single week, I almost treated it like it was a bill that I had to pay. So if I made $500 one week, I treated it like, okay, well, I have this $50 bill that I have to pay to Scottrade at the time, or Robinhood, or TD Ameritrade, whatever the case may be. But that is really important to me. It's not about 99% of us are not going to just have $10,000 or $100,000 handed to us to start investing. So it's all about that initial $20, $100, $1,000. And once you put that initial deposit in, it's about contributing every single week or every single month, however you're paid. And that is the biggest component to me. That's where real wealth is created, is by consistently adding to your accounts. You got to feed it, so that's a big tip. Next question is, what made you want to start a YouTube channel? Now, this is a funny question, because a long, long time ago, I actually wanted to start a channel for fitness. Some of my favorite YouTubers, to this day, I still watch them. It's Christian Guzman, Max Tuning. I would watch Chris Jones, Rob Lipset, just a bunch of fitness guys. I used to work out all the time, and I thought that was my big passion, and at the time it was. But once you become an adult and you have responsibilities, your passions change. I still try to work out, but that's a whole different story. But dividend investing and just investing in general is just something that really lit a fire in me, and I just love talking about it and love sharing about it. So yeah. Next question is, did you have any reservations about starting? Absolutely. I'm a pretty insecure guy. I'm very socially awkward. So putting yourself out there is very difficult. But after years and years of wanting to do a YouTube channel and not doing it, eventually I got sick of talking about it, that I just threw out a YouTube video. I don't know if you've seen my first video. I still have it up, but it's just a screenshot of my phone, pretty much, showing you my Robinhood account at the time. And I didn't show my face or anything. And I forced myself to put that one up there, and then I forced myself to do a second one, and it started getting easier and easier. I still have a lot to learn about programs to use and editing and stuff, but I do what I can, and I try to learn as much as I can. But the next question is, what is your channel specifically about? And at first I thought I'd be more of like a generic stock market talk guy, but there's just so many guys talking about stocks and analyzing stocks, and I just don't want to make the same video a lot of other guys that I watch are already making. And there's only so many stocks you can talk about that people want to hear. So for me, it's really just about sharing my journey and experience. I hope that I can get more into real estate. I'm finding it difficult how to put that together, but I do want to start doing a series. If you follow my channel, I bought some land, so I'd love to do a series on when I build that next house for myself on the land. Might not be for a year or two. I'm still figuring a lot of things out, but I think that'd be fun. The next question, let's go back to this. The next question is, what are your goals for this channel? I don't have any specific goals. Obviously, every YouTuber wants to hit 1,000 subscribers and become monetized. So, of course, I want to hit 1,000 subscribers. But for me, I know a lot of guys say this and probably don't mean it, but I just enjoy, sharing my journey with you. It really keeps me accountable for investing for myself, because, in a way I feel like I owe it to my subscribers to always invest and be smart with my money. So, the only goal I have is I want the channel to keep growing, obviously, and I want people to enjoy my content. And as long as that happens, I'm happy. I know if I keep, being honest with you guys and showing transparency, that subscribers will eventually follow. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm enjoying it. So next question is, what are some fun facts people may not know about you from watching your channel? And this might come to a shock, but I used to be an MMA fighter. Same time when I started investing. For a good 3 years of my life, it was pretty much 100% focused on training and fighting. And this was back in a time when MMA was still popular back then, but it was not where it is today. It was still more underground. It was not as regulated as it was. That's the nicest way to put it. I was never a pro, but I had a lot of amateur fights, and it wasn't the cleanest environment. It wasn't the most properly organized environment, but at the time I loved it, and Yeah, I guess that's the most exciting thing about me. And then finally, this is an important one that I want to touch on, and that is, what is the biggest investing mistake you have ever made? And I don't want to make this too long of a story, but long story short, when I first started investing, somebody very close to me who has some extra cash, this person believed that I knew a lot more about stocks than I actually did because I led them on to believe that. And so they gave me a large amount of money to invest uh, for them and for myself. We would split the profits, and it did not go so well. Let's just put it like that. At the same time, a good friend of mine introduced me to someone they went to school with, and they were gonna become a financial advisor. They were just starting school for it. And so this person reached out to me and said, "Hey, I see you want to invest. Um, I can help you out. I can help you learn. I can pick stocks for you. You just pay me a commission." And if you follow a lot of YouTubers, you see that at the end of every video, there's usually a disclaimer that says, "I am not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment purposes only." Excuse me, I need a drink. But this person was making me pay a commission, whether I made money or lost money, which is illegal. But I take full responsibilities. So, I knew nothing about stocks. I was trusting another person with this money. And at first it went great. We made some quick cash. And then I remember specifically what stock that I started losing money on. And when you don't know anything about stocks and your stock starts to go down and down and down, and you panic and you start messing with margin. Yeah, this was so long ago, I can't even look back. But I bought this stock around, let's actually try to pull it up on Yahoo, just to give you a good idea of what I did. But yes, I invested a ton of money into this stock with this person's advice, and it quickly went very sour. Come on now. And I put all my money into this stock at the time. And when it started not to do so well, I panicked and I started tapping into margin. And for whatever reason, the platform I was using, I think it was Scottrade still, but at the time they gave me a ton of margin to play with, which I wish they didn't, obviously, but that's not the point. And let's hope this chart loads. So yes, it was around this point, I believe, right here, November in 2013. I remember I started buying this stock at 160. I thought even $170. And then you can see that it just quickly, it had a quick spike down, recovered a little bit, but then just for the next year or so, it went down, 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 down to $46. Now, simple math will tell you if you're 100% invested in one stock and tapping into 100% of margin. I got margin called. I lost a ton of money on this one stock. And after this one, it was just a bad investment after a bad investment after a bad investment. And I ended up losing all of this money from this person. It is something that still haunts me to this day. And I want to be careful how I say this, but at the same time, it might have been the best thing to ever happen to me. Obviously, it was at someone's expense, but it taught me what I needed to know so that it never happens again. And now I can confidently invest my money knowing I will never lose money. Now, I say that confidently because, Yes, you can lose money on a specific stock, but in general, I know that my money is going to be there in the long term because I invest for long-term sustainability. You know, I'm not just throwing all of my money at one stock. You can see that in my Robinhood alone, I have 20, 30 stocks, I don't even know. But I spread my money around. Most of it is in safe companies. I will take a gamble here or there a little bit with a speculative stock, but mostly it's safe companies that, I know will be around. But yeah, that's my short little rant. If you want to know how I came back from that, that's a whole different story. But I actually got super lucky on, at the time it was a penny stock, and I made a ton of money on that. If you want to know about that story, comment down below and I'll be happy to share that story with you guys. But yeah, that's my Q&A. Now I want to tag a few channels that I really enjoy. First off is my boy Jonah Fahiri, J-Mac, Kyle from Passive Income Investor, Rebecca from Quest to Fire, and Trey Blunt. I think it's pronounced Blount. But I'm going to link all of their channels down below. I want you guys to check them out and let them know that I tagged them in a video. So if they don't see this video, they know that I tagged them. But that is it for this time. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.